Hi, and welcome to our EAL podcast. Today, we will be looking at a very important topic of the UN Climate Change Conference that is happening this year in a very familiar location. So over to Robbie, who is going to tell us more about this event.
Hi, Sam. Well, as you can see, I'm in my home city of Glasgow, and behind me I have the River Clyde and the Squinty Bridge over the river. And the reason for that is because of the COP26 conference, which is taking place in November of this year.
I'm a bit confused. Is that to do with police at all?
Yeah, you would think the word COP means police, wouldn't you? But actually stands for Conference of Parties, which really means the world, all the world leaders are coming to Glasgow for a special reason, and it's to discuss the United Nations Climate Change Conference. They're all here to talk about climate change and what we can do to try and stop climate change.
I'm just very confused about the dates, because on one hand you can see UK Conference 2020, but then on the other hand, you can see on the other side, you can see 2021. What's that all about?
Yeah, it says 2020 over here and it says 2021 here. Why? Well, it's because of the pandemic. The conference was supposed to take...
I see.
Yeah, it was supposed to take place in November 2020, but like so many other big events, it was cancelled to stop the pandemic, and it's now taking place in November this year. So fingers crossed, everything will be okay, and people in Glasgow will be able to volunteer. So you've got something to say about that?
Well, yes, we've got a short clip from the official video from the COP26 with people talking about why they decided to volunteer for the event. So hopefully we can play part of that clip.
Yeah, so let's go over to the video.
This year, COP26 will be proudly hosted in Glasgow.
And to make this event a success, we need an army of local volunteers to provide the warmest of welcomes to all of those who are joining us from around the world. Together, we can protect our planet for the future.
I wanted to get involved in the volunteer programme because I thought it's a cracking opportunity to represent your city. So it's a once in a lifetime that, you know, this would be like a milestone. Oh, what were you doing in like 2021? You never know where it can lead to. There's just so much variety, so much fun to be had. Glaswegians as well are really proud, so we are going to show off and we're going to play our part.
What made me get...
As a Glaswegian to host this event, it means so much. So many people of different walks of life that will want to get involved, and I think it's just really great that something like this is happening in the city where I grew up. I think what I want to get out of volunteering is finding another community, meet new friends, meet new people that are like-minded. I always feel 10 times better when I am a part of something, and it'll be something that people talk about in years to come.
I've been in Glasgow for some 40 odd years, and I've worked here, and I'm now retired, and it's my turn now to give back to the community that's been so good to me. What I love about Glasgow are the people. People are terrific. This is something to embrace. This is something to, to be proud of, and this is something that you'd be able to look back and say, well, I was part of that, and I helped.
Excellent. So that video showed people volunteering to be part of the conference, and there's some interesting language points that come out of that, Sam.
Yes, some really interesting phrasal verbs that have been used by people who are volunteering. We've heard people talking about giving something back.
Yep.
They were talking about getting something out of something, and being part of something. So we can maybe talk about those language points just now.
So when you give back, what does that mean?
That means that you help others because of that feeling of appreciation for your own good fortune.
Yeah, a good example of that, I think, is when footballers who've made lots of money and they stop playing football and they want to give something back to the community. So they maybe do some free coaching for young people in the community. What about to be
Yeah.
part of something? What does that mean?
That means to be involved in something, and I think it's a really nice phrasal verb to use. You can use it in many different contexts.
Yeah. So to be involved, excellent. And what does it mean if you get something out of it? What does that mean?
That means that you are benefiting from something, but it doesn't have to be anything to do with money. Like people who are talking about why they wanted to volunteer, it was because of the experiences and skills they can learn by giving up their time and volunteering for the event.
Yeah, good examples of that is like so by volunteering to be part of something like the COP26 conference, you gain some skills, as you said, some work skills. And then if you get something out of it, maybe you can put that in a job application or a college application.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that would help you get into a university course or even get a job, because you've shown that you're
absolutely.
You're a team player. You help other people and so on. Fantastic. So they're really good language points. But what about the bigger issue, climate change?
Well, yes, I was wondering, obviously, all those important people coming to Glasgow. I wonder, Robbie, do you have any idea what is it that they will be discussing?
Exactly. I mean, I think they will be discussing the causes and effects of climate change and what we can do to...
What are those?
Exactly. What are those? Well, that's another language point, I suppose. What is a cause? A cause, in a way, is an action. It's something that you do, which then has a consequence. Something happens because of that. So I think maybe we talk about causes of climate change. We're talking about things like driving cars, burning fossil fuels like petrol and coal and oil. And so they're creating what they call carbon emissions, which then create greenhouse gases, which then contribute to the planet heating up, which then causes...
So that's the effect.
That's the effect. The effect is climate change. And we know what that means. That means like some parts of the world are becoming very hot and other things are happening with the weather, which then is changing the planet we live on.
Yes.
So,
well, really interesting.
Yeah. Is there anything that we can do just briefly to help?
Absolutely. And again, I think it will be featuring in some of the clips that will be part of this sway activity, but little things like eating less meat and increasing and eating more plant-based products, recycling, switching off telly when you don't watch it. There are a lot of things we can do to help our planet.
Yes, there are. And that's all going to be in part of the COP26 conference, which is taking place this year, November 2021, in our home city of Glasgow. So,
brilliant.
River Clyde, I'm going to say bye for now and see you later. See you back in the studio, Sam.
Brilliant. I'm off to do some recycling then, but I'll catch up with you in the studio. Take care for now. Bye.